This is the news in brief from the United Nations. In South Sudan, UN-appointed independent rights experts have issued a warning over state-led restrictions and credible death threats made against the country's most prominent civil society leaders. In the alert, the Commission on Human Rights in South Sudan said that overzealous security forces have prevented dissent so dramatically that civic space was now eroding at an accelerating pace, undermining efforts to achieve a sustainable peace. The actions of the National Security Services have included detentions, raids, a likely internet shutdown and an enhanced presence on the streets of Juba, the panel said in a statement. Those targeted by threats, harassment and intimidation have included prominent human rights defenders, journalists and civil society actors. Many have played a key role in the country's ongoing peace and justice processes. James David Collock and Michael Wani are among those now sheltering outside the country in fear for their lives, the UN Commission said in reference to Mr Collock, a member of the Truth, Reconciliation and Healing panel, and Mr Wani, who was involved in constitutional reform. Humanitarian assistance has been reinforced on Yemen's west coast, where ongoing violence has increased the needs of communities displaced by years of conflict, the International Organization for Migration said on Wednesday. Its response has been focused on the governorates of Taiz and Hodeidah, where active front lines have continued to force families to flee. Mass displacement in the area began in 2017, and some 17,000 displaced families now live in more than 140 displacement sites while fighting continues. Most recently, clashes in eastern Al Tahita district have displaced more than 200 families, IOM said. Its life-saving interventions in 13 displacement sites include providing shelter, clean water, latrines, cash and essential relief items to thousands of families in need. The organisation is also expanding the availability of healthcare to affected populations, as well as increasing COVID-19 testing. A warning now about how an increase in the use of new technologies has the potential to force people to reveal or alter their thoughts. The UN-appointed independent human rights expert has called for clarification on the scope and content of the right to freedom of thought. Major developments in digital technology, neuroscience and cognitive psychology may have unprecedented consequences for the privacy and integrity of our thoughts, said Ahmed Shahid, Special Rapporteur on Freedom of Religion or Belief. In his report to the UN General Assembly on Tuesday, Mr Shahid maintained that counter-terrorism measures, re-education programmes, torture, forcible administration of psychoactive drugs and other coercive mental health practices may be used without permission to alter people's thoughts or to force them to reveal their thoughts. The report makes recommendations on how to respect, protect and promote freedom of thought. The Special Rapporteur emphasised that this largely unexplored right must not be restricted even during public emergencies. Freedom of thought is not only imperative in one's freedom to choose, develop or change convictions, but also fundamental in thinking on all matters independently of religion or belief systems, he said. Katie Dartford, UN News.